Hi everybody, it's Gemma. Welcome back to Pampered Wolf. Today I'm going to be reviewing a brand new foundation slash tint from Dior. I did not even know that this foundation was going to be released. It was not even on my radar. I must have fallen asleep for a split second and then piff paff puff, boom. It arrives and I ordered it straight away on release day. I got it yesterday in the post and I just couldn't wait to review it for everybody. So I haven't even tried this. This is going to be a first impressions review. I don't like doing those on my channel because I like to give you a little bit more information on how it wears best. But I'm sorry, I couldn't wait. I really couldn't wait. This is the brand new Dior Forever Summer Skin, which will sit alongside the Skin Glow and the Matte Forever foundations within this range. It is a limited edition product and I absolutely hate it when brands do limited edition because it also means that you only have a limited amount of time to actually go out and buy this product before they all of a sudden discontinue it. So I have no idea how long this is going to be available for, but we are going to try it out today. I'm going to do a little bit of bump on this product and then we'll get some on my face. So this is the Dior Forever Summer Skin. Unlike the Forever Skin Glow and the Forever Matte, this is in a plastic bottle rather than a glass bottle, and it has a squeezy dispenser rather than a pump. But because this is more of a tint than a foundation, I actually quite like that. It's very, very travel friendly. So like I said, this is a limited edition product. It's £37, but you do get 40 mils, which is slightly different to the 30 mils that you would get in the original Forever Matte and the Forever Skin Glow foundations. Another thing that is slightly different to that is that this one only comes in 4 shades. Yes, you heard me right. 4 shades. Now it does say on the website that they developed 5 shades, but I could only see 4 that was available to purchase. No mention of a 5th. Now usually in a skin tint or a tinted moisturizer or something of that ilk where you're not getting a lot of coverage, 4 or 5 shades wouldn't generally offend me. I wouldn't be outraged by that because usually something of this coverage would blend into your natural skin tone anyway, so you wouldn't need that many shades. However, and this is a big however, Dior seems to have completely missed out anybody of colour. If you have a really dark skin tone, there is no way you are going to find your shade in this skin tint, and I find that a little bit unforgivable. Shame on you, Dior. I really hope they listen and bring out some deeper skin tones in this because this shade range is absolutely crying out for 6 or 7 shades. They've catered for anybody with a light skin tone and maybe a middling skin tone, but there's nothing really for a deeper skin tone, and that does upset me. So I've gone for the shade 002, which is light. Please bear in mind though, if you are my shade twin and often get the same foundation shades as me, I would usually be 001, which is fair to light. I just wanted to buy this in the shade that I would usually wear when I'm tanned in the summer or when I'm on holiday, so I get more wear out of this. So do please bear that in mind. I would usually be 001, which is fair to light. Now this is supposed to be a long wearing tint. I have never ever found a tint that has achieved the long wearing status, so I am super excited to try this out. So this says that this will give you up to 24 hours worth of wear in hot weather because this is heat and humidity resistant. This is also a really lightweight formula. It's infused with over 60% water. It's enriched with pansy extract to moisturize the skin throughout the day while still remaining really fresh and light on the skin. And stop the press, they claim that this is also transfer resistant. And what skin tint ever has been transfer resistant? If this does everything it claims to do, we may be onto a winner. Let's get some on the face. Okay, so as per usual, all of my skincare is on my face and I've given that plenty of time to sink in before I'm about to apply the product. So I have one thing to say because so many of you are gonna notice in this video. I had a little bit of a fight with a fake tanner last night. This is what happens when you apply your fake tan in the dark and then forget to wash your hands afterwards. Honestly, look like an Oompa Loompa this morning, and I've missed spots. So anyway, it is what it is. Hopefully it will wear off pretty soon. Okay, so like I said in the intro, I've gone for the shade 002 Light, which is the second palest. Usually I would be the palest shade that they had available, but I knew I was going to try out some fake tans. I have used a different fake tan on my body than I've used on my face. Completely different, so that's why we've got a little bit of a mismatch going on. Joyous, absolutely joyous. So let's see what this actually looks like. It's a stiffer consistency than I was actually thinking it was going to be. I thought this was going to be very, very similar to the Chanel Tint. It is nowhere near as watery as that. In fact, it's actually quite a liquidy but creamy consistency. It does say on the website that you can use your fingers to apply this, and it's great to use your fingers if you're wanting more of a spot application where you're only applying it in areas where you need it. But if you want a more even application, to use a foundation brush. So that is what I'm going to do today. I'm going to be using my Brush Junkie foundation buffing brush, and I'm just going to try the tiniest amount to see what that's like. Now this goes on really, really thinly, very, very thinly, and it feels very watery and hydrating when it hits the skin. I can tell you this is scented. It does have a fragrance. All Dior foundations, in fact all Dior products, have a fragrance. So if you don't like that, you really ought to steer clear of this. This feels very, very cooling on the skin. Very cold. It's a bit like a cucumbery scent, very much like the YSL scent. I don't find it too overpowering. And I definitely don't find it offensive. This is lovely. So this is a very sheer coverage. This isn't covering very much, it's just evening everything out. So my skin tone's evened. Perfect for the summer. So this is going on so beautifully. I do have a patch on my face that I must have missed or rubbed off in some way from my fake tan last night. So it's not covering that up, but you know, my fault entirely. It's just evening out everything. It doesn't look overly oily on my face. It definitely does look hydrating on my face, and it's given me that summer glow. But I don't feel like, oh my goodness, I need to powder this down because this is far too shiny. I probably will end up powdering certain areas, but I do like the way that that looks now. Very summery, very lightweight on the skin. It's not settling into any of my dryness. It's not settling into pores. It's not settling into fine lines yet. I like it. I'm gonna go and put the rest of my products on and I'll be right back. Okay, so that is the finished look for today. I've always been told that my face speaks 1,000 words. I can never withhold what I think because my face always says it all. And you can probably tell I absolutely am in love with this foundation at the moment. Obviously it's not a foundation, it's more of a skin tint, but it's just a beautiful, beautiful coverage. It evens everything out. I wish that I had bought the correct shade. I may have to go and get the shade below this one, the fair to light, because I actually feel like I'm going to get a lot of wear out of this, not only in the summer but also in the winter months. Obviously that depends on how this wear test is going to go today, and this is a first impressions review. I only got this in the post yesterday, so I was dying to get it on and review it for everybody. So yeah, I do wish at this moment in time that I'd gone for the lighter shade, because this does oxidize around about half a shade like most Dior foundations do. And I'm only going to get wear out of this if I've got fake tan on, and you know how that went yesterday. I may never wear it again. Anyway, I really, really like it at the moment. Let me show you this in natural lighting so you can see. As you can see, this is a really beautiful finish on the skin. It's not dewy, it's not matte, it's a very, very natural skin-like finish. It's just evened all of my skin tone out without being a heavy coverage. Very, very lightweight, hasn't gone into my pores, hasn't settled into any fine lines or dryness. I just really, really like it. It feels very, very lightweight on the skin. It doesn't feel like I have a foundation on there at all. And I really like it, especially at the moment where I'm not wearing a lot of foundation. I find that this is the perfect amount of coverage for me. Maybe when I'm on a night out, I might want something a little bit more, but for now, this is absolutely fantastic. I am really eager to see how this foundation is going to wear throughout the day, because it does say that it is heat and humidity resistant, and it's also a long wearing foundation / tint. And if that is the case, I may have found my new favorite for the summer, even though it has fragrance in. I may even forgive the fragrance in this because I like it that much. Now, usually in the summertime when I'm wanting less coverage and I'm also wanting something really lightweight, my only other option is to go for something like a tinted moisturizer, which can sit quite heavily on the skin if it's overly nourishing and if your skin doesn't need that nourishment through the day. It can also look a little bit overly dewy, especially if you have an oily complexion. That hasn't happened with this one because it's not a tinted moisturizer. It is a tint, but it's not overly nourishing. It's actually not overly shiny either. I just really like the finish of this. I am going to see how I get on through the day. Goodness help this foundation if it disappoints me at the end of the day. I'm going to be in bits. Anyway, I will check in with you to let you know how I'm getting on. I'll see you all in a bit. Welcome back to the check-in. It's now been just over 11 hours since I first applied this foundation / tint to my skin, and I am not disappointed. I am super, super excited about this. I was really hoping this wasn't going to disappoint, and I am definitely not disappointed in the slightest. Now, I had a really, really early start this morning when I first started to apply the foundation, so it's only around about 8:30 in the evening here in the UK. I still have some natural lighting, so let me show you this in natural lighting before I move on to my final thoughts. So as you can see, this looks practically the same as it did when I first applied it. The tint is still completely intact. It's not settled into any fine lines or pores. It's not gone cakey even where I've had my glasses on all day. It's slightly dewier than it was before, but it's definitely not oily, although there is a slight oily patch in between my brows, which is my problem area and the area that I would usually go a little bit oily throughout the day. As you can see, there is a small area on my forehead where I have been leaning against my hand whilst I've been editing, where the foundation has rubbed off. So as far as it being transfer proof, definitely not. But I would definitely say that this is a transfer resistant foundation. And if I do a little bit of a phone test for you, you can see absolutely no transfer on the phone whatsoever. So definitely transfer resistant. I am super, super happy with how this has looked throughout the day. I've never known a skin tint like it. Now, the one negative that I want to mention is that, like all Dior foundations, this does oxidize, and right at the very beginning it had oxidized at least half a shade darker. By the end of the day, it's probably one full shade darker than when I first applied it. So please do bear that in mind if you're wanting to try this out and you're trying to pick your correct shade. I am definitely going to buy the shade lighter so that I can try this on my natural skin tone rather on my tangoed skin tone, and then I can update you further in a future video on how I get on with this product. But at the moment, I love it and I will be wearing it a lot in the next few months. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. Do let me know what you think about it in the comment section below. Also, make sure you have liked, you have subscribed, and you've hit that notification bell so you don't miss any future uploads. I'm also on Instagram if you want to follow me on there. It's at Pampered Wolf, all lowercase, no spaces. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you all in the next video. Bye everyone.